Why hello there, and welcome to my Minecraft world. I spent 100 days here in Minecraft Infdev, which is one of the oldest versions of the game. Infdev stands for Infinite Development, because this is when infinite worlds were added to Minecraft. I chose to use the last version of Infdev, which was released June 30th, 2010. Join me as I discover what this version of Minecraft has to offer in 100 Days Infdev. On day 1, like most Minecraft worlds, I took in my surroundings and got started punching a tree. I got myself some stone tools and started exploring. Immediately, there are plenty of differences from modern Minecraft, like the bright green grass, terrain generation, and not being able to sprint. I decided to start exploring, and killed some pigs for food. There's no hunger in this version, so I don't need to worry about starving, but I'll still need food to restore hearts. I found my first iron on a beach, and punched the wool off some sheep. After marking my spawn with a dirt pillar, I swam to find new land. Swimming is really slow in this version. Night started to set in, so I dug into the side of a hill to wait out the night. Since there are no beds in this version, I will have to play through every night in these 100 days. With no torches, my furnace was the only thing lighting up my cave, and I smelted the iron and pork I had gathered. I also crafted some armor using my wool, because leather had not been added to the game yet. I spent the night mining, and finally found some coal to make some torches. On day 2, I got started by chopping down some trees, and went back to the mine to get more iron, coal, and some gold. I spent the day and night mining, then on day 3, put a sign marking my base. I decided to continue exploring and found this cool valley area. I looked around the area and thought it looked like a good place for my future base. As it became nighttime, I emptied my inventory into a chest and went mining in a nearby cave. I was mining for all of day 4, and on day 5 had my first encounter with a zombie who dropped feathers. On day 6, I found a zombie spawner, and very nearly died to a skeleton. Since experience points aren't in the game yet, the only reason to turn this spawner into a farm would be to get feathers, but I had a better idea. You see, this is when spawners were first added to the game, and you can mine a spawner with a pickaxe to get the spawner item. Now I can place it anywhere, and it will turn into a pig spawner, giving me infinite food. I also mined out the mossy cobblestone, because it wasn't craftable yet in this version, and I might want to use it for building later. After that, I made it back to the surface, and in that valley I started a new base inside a small cave under a cliff. I was well into day 7 by the time the base was done. On day 8, I placed my pig spawner in the valley and started a small wheat farm. Even though I can get lots of pork from the spawner, the wheat farm will still be useful because the pork isn't stackable, while the wheat is and can be crafted into bread. I spent the night lighting up the area to try and make it safe. Then I started a mine in my new base, and days 9 and 10 were all mining. On day 11, I resurfaced and started work on a pathway going from my new base back to spawn. I mined out a tunnel and built a small dock, even though boats haven't even been added to the game yet. I took some fall damage to get back to spawn, then marked out the path using some wool, then continued building it through to day 14. On day 15, I went back to the mines and had a close call with some lava. On day 16, I wanted to build a wall around the valley and started working on designs. This is when I realized how truly limiting the building options available in this version are. Basically, all I got to work with is oak wood, planks, cobblestone, stone, smooth stone slabs, glass, white wool, and dirt. Building anything decent looking in this world is going to be a challenge. This is also where I learned that stairs work weird in this version, which will become a massive pain later. By day 17, I had a design I liked, and started building in a small part of the valley. It was not easy with those stairs, but I made it work, and kept building it all around the valley. On day 19, I needed a break from the walls, and worked on the tunnel I mined out earlier, expanding it and making it look good. On day 20, I went exploring, but there wasn't much to see, so I gathered some flowers and decided I probably won't be doing any more exploring. On day 21, I thought it was finally time to get myself some diamonds, so I got ready for a long session of mining and started stripping at Y11. It was a lot of mining. A whole lot of mining. I mined for 4 hours and did not find a single diamond. On day 33, enough was enough, and I gave up with my quest for diamonds. At least I had gathered plenty of other resources. Surely I wouldn't run out of cobblestone with almost 2 double chests full. On days 34 and 35, I crafted a bunch of items, chopped some trees, and planted some crops. I cleaned up the test walls, then started covering the area of sand so I could mine it all. I will need a bunch of sand for my next project. As an entrance to the sand mining area, I built a small sand castle and dug out sand using torches until the end of day 37. On day 38, I got all my sand smelting and went out to the ocean to start my next project. I'm not sure why, but I wanted to drain out a circle in the ocean. From day 39 to day 46, I worked hard building the ocean circle and an underwater path leading to it. Day 47, I had finished mining all the sand under the castle and went to some beaches to get more. Work on the ocean circle continued, and I drained it using sand and gravel. By day 54, I had finally finished it. I spent a while looking at it, and couldn't think of anything to put inside, so I just moved on to the next project. I was annoyed that animals kept trampling my crops, so I wanted to use the extra glass to build a greenhouse. I chopped more wood and harvested my crops, while building the greenhouse around them. I also picked up my pig spawner and switched to a bread diet. By the time the greenhouse was complete, on day 59 it looked awesome, but mobs were still getting inside. I guess the spawning worked a lot differently in this version. On day 60, I built a dock near the ocean circle. Day 61 was a strange one. I made a chest with torches on it, then yelled at some grass, and tended to my crops. On day 62, I started working on a boat to be at the docks. Boats have always been tough for me, but I started an outline with some dirt. Getting the shape just right can be very difficult. After a few days of trial and error, I was finally happy with the shape and drained it out. I started replacing the dirt with wood, and the poor block option struck again. All these planks are going to look a bit plain, but I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about that. I got the hull of the ship completed and took a break on day 68 by doing some more work on the walls. On day 72, I finished all the paths around the base area, and discovered I could move around even while my inventory was open. I messed around with this for a while, then went back to the ship. I built a small interior and worked on the masts and sails. Getting the right shape for the sails wasn't easy, but with some hard work and tearing them down and rebuilding them multiple times, I finally got them into a shape I could be proud of. After completing the ship on day 79, I realized that I didn't have a lot of time left in this world, and I was still living in a tiny cave. I wanted to build a proper house before day 100, and decided to go big. I started by building a wizard tower in the middle of my area that will be connected to the house. I needed to smelt lots of stone and build up the massive tower. I used wool for the roof, but I'm still not happy with how it looks. If only I could use red or purple wool, that would look awesome. After completing the tower, I worked on an outline for the house. I think it worked out great and created some interesting shapes. I brought the outline to life by building a stone foundation, textured with some cobble. I also spent some time texturing the bottom of the tower. On top of the foundation, I built the main structure of the house out of wood. I ran out of wood on day 90 and started a large tree farm just outside the base walls. This is when I realized I might not finish the house, and I may have bitten off more than I could chew. With only 9 full days remaining, it became a race to complete the house. I went all in on the grind, and got the first floor of the house completed in no time. I left one area of the first floor untouched, thinking maybe it could be a green area later. I only put a second floor over part of the house to save time, and give a more interesting roof shape. As work began on the second floor, I wouldn't be satisfied with some boring walls, so I changed it up with alternating logs and inset wool blocks. Of course, this meant it took longer, but I still think it was worth it. On day 96, I built a path going up to the house for better access because it looked nice. I started the roof, building it out of cobble, using a gambrel shape. I quickly realized my cobblestone reserves ran out, and if I wanted to finish this roof, I would need to go mining again. I spent all of day 97 mining, and of course didn't find any diamonds, but I had all the cobble I needed. By the morning of day 99, I had finished the roof. I took a step back to admire what I had built, even though it was incomplete. I decided it wasn't worth trying to build more with my very limited time remaining. I watched the sun rise over my world for the final time on day 100. For day 100, I decided to take a tour of everything I had built. The tunnel I mined out, the sand castle and sand mining area, the underwater tunnel leading to the ocean circle, the boat and all its treasures, the greenhouse with its many trampled crops, my starter cave base, the walls, my incomplete wizard tower and house with empty rooms and holes in the roof. After checking out all my builds, I climbed up the hill that overlooks everything, and enjoyed the view while waiting for the day to end. I watched the sunset on my final day, then headed back home under the moonlight. Hey, thank you for watching. I didn't manage to finish my house this time, but I plan to keep playing in this world and complete it. My next video will be 100 Days Alpha then 100 days beta. See you later.